my most anticipated games of 2026. I actually, you know what? I do have a lot. I do have a lot, but I'm gonna try to stick to like the ones that I'm really looking forward to, and I'll keep it short. I'll really keep it short. Some of the stuff that I'm gonna tell you, you might not expect from me, but I'll do this. I'll first talk about the stuff that's confirmed for 2026, like with a release date, and then I'll talk about the stuff I'm still excited for, like most anticipated games that are slated to come in 2026 but have no confirmed date, which means they can get delayed. So don't know. And then the stuff that I'm going to keep an eye out just out of interest to see what happens. How about that? I think that'll work. All right. Most anticipated games for 2026 based on what's already confirmed with the release date, starting with High on Life 2. Yeah, so this would definitely be one of my most anticipated games. The first one, I had a blast. It was really funny. I enjoyed the hell out of that game. And it looks like this game is taking it up a notch, and you now you have like a skateboard and you're traversing with a skateboard everywhere while shooting around, and it's really funny. They've taken it up a notch. It's bigger and better. And yeah, it looks as just about the same as the first game. It hasn't taken that long between the two games. So this looks fantastic, and I know that I'm gonna have a good time. The story is not like nothing to write home about, but it's gonna play well. Like it's gonna be fun to play. So I'm definitely keeping this, not keeping an eye out. This has become one of the most anticipated games for me. So I'll definitely be playing this when it comes out. It's coming out in February 13th. So this is probably one of the first games to hit next year, coming in Feb. So that's my most anticipated games. If you haven't played High on Life 1, I would definitely recommend playing it. And be ready to play the second one when it comes out. The second game that I love, I can't say I love because I haven't played the game yet, but the second game that I am most hyped to play next year would be Resident Evil Requiem. This is shaping up to be one of the most exciting entries in the Resident Evil series, I think. And I will, mind you, I haven't played all the Resident Evil games. I'll give you that. My brother is really into this game, the Resident Evil games. He will swear by it, he'll die by it. And he's been forcing me, trying to at least, to play the ones that I haven't played. But the more I've been like tuning into all the reveals and the gameplay and everything of this game, this is actually getting me really excited to play this. So this has now become one of the most anticipated games of 2026 for me. This is coming in February 27th. It's got a confirmed release date. And okay. My mate is telling me that I have to do a stream while keeping all the lights off and like a midnight stream. I don't know how that'll go. I'm gonna try and do that. And yeah, this is definitely something that I'm gonna be playing when it comes out in Feb. Followed by none other than Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is the other game. Crimson Desert, I think at this point, has become one of the most legendary games to drop, I think. Legendary. When I say legendary, like I really mean it, because when it first dropped, when they first revealed this game, it felt like it was way too good to be true. Like I was so skeptical about how this game will actually play, because look, we had a ton of gameplay reveals by like official reveals by the developers. They were not hesitant to show off the gameplay a lot, like literally a lot. I don't think in the recent years any developer has put out as much gameplay from the game from their game as Crimson Desert has. Like we've got hours and hours of footage of gameplay from the game already. It hasn't even released yet, but that's how confident the developers are. And I think in like the game shows that we had this year, like if you manage to get your hands on it during the events that we've had, like the PAX event, you could play a demo of this. So I can confirm that this is real. This is actually happening and it plays exactly like how it shows. It's gone through a lot of changes from what you see here, obviously. And but the thing is, each time you see this, it's looking better and better. It's looking better and better. It's playing better and better. And a lot of people who have already played this have saying that it's good. So I'm really excited for this game. And I feel like this is going to be one of the biggest entries of next year apart from GTA 6. I'm not even gonna. Every time I say like one of the biggest blah blah blah, I'm not even including GTA 6 because it's in a whole new level. But yeah, Crimson Desert is coming in March 19th, and it's gonna be absolutely massive. It's a massive open world game, and you're gonna be lost in it for hours and weeks, I think. So I'm absolutely keen and so hyped to put in all my time towards this game when it comes out. So that's going to be, I think, for me, that's going to be the first major game of the year, major game that's dropping next year that I'm expecting to be putting a lot of hours into. So there you go. That's that one. March 19th, it's coming out. It's confirmed. And shortly after that, we are getting, yeah, March is going to be a crazy month, by the way. It's got so many games coming out. Well, big games are dropping. First Light. We got 007 First Light coming in later March. Hang on, sorry, not March. It's coming in May, actually. It's coming in May. They delayed it. It was supposed to be dropping in March, but then they delayed it. So this is now dropping in May, which is actually okay. I'm fine with that because that gives me some time to play Crimson Desert and at least like experience the game without having to play all these awesome games that are dropping back to back. So this is another game that I'm really really excited for. This is made by people who made Hitman games, and it's got a lot of the Hitman DNA in it, which gets me really excited because it's got like that open-ended mission structure to it where you can choose which way to approach the mission. You got a lot of ways to go about reaching your targets and doing things in the world, like it's got that open-ended structure that Hitman games have, which is amazing. Like I can't ask for better approach for James Bond game because James Bond has always been about like not just the charms and everything and the gadgets, but also like improvising, right? Like you gotta think on the spot and like you don't really know how things gonna go. And that's just been part of what makes James Bond work. And they built that right into the game, which is awesome. So I'm really excited for this game. Another unexpected drop for me would be not unexpected actually, but unlikely game that I did not expect to see, but after the reveal somewhat excited, not somewhat, like kind of really excited to play is Batman. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I feel like this is the closest that we're gonna probably ever get to play a spiritual successor to Batman Arkham games. I know it kind of feels weird, like because it's Lego Batman. But having seen the gameplay, it's taken a lot of inspiration from the Batman Arkham games, and it plays a very similar to that. Look, even if you look at the combat, it's very similar to what Arkham game plays. And I think that's a deliberate choice because this is supposed to be a tribute to Batman's legacy. That's why it's called Legacy of the Dark Knight, because it's literally referencing the Batman Arkham games, the Christopher Nolan movies, like all the Batman movies we've had and the comics, everything. So it's a mixed bag of all the pop culture references, all the like everything that's good about all the Batman games and movies and TV shows, whatever it is. It's all in one place. That's it. This is just one big tribute to Batman that way. So what's better than basically using the same combat style from the Arkham games in this game to tribute, like to have it as a tribute, because that gameplay, the Arkham games combat was phenomenal. It was actually groundbreaking and very innovative for the time. It was so innovative and it was so different and so new at the time. It literally changed how melee combat scenarios play in games forever. That's how influential it was at the time. So it kind of makes sense that they went with it without changing a lot, and it plays pretty much exactly how the Arkham games play in terms of combat. And I'm so excited to play it. It's a Lego Batman, I know, but it's gonna be funny as hell because it's a Lego game and it's gonna play like Arkham games. And what more could you ask for? So I'm gonna definitely play this game. Man, other thing is GTA 6. Like, do I have to tell you? Like, I'm excited for GTA 6. Hopefully, it's not gonna get another delay. It's gonna come end of next year. So we got pretty much a whole year to look forward to. When it drops, don't expect me to make any videos. I won't be. I'll be AWOL for a couple of weeks, guys. I'm telling you. Other than that, what I'm excited for, that's later for 2026, but we don't know for sure whether it's going to be coming in 2026 because it might get delayed. None of the games that I'm about to mention have any confirmed release dates. They just say it's going to be confirmed 2026. Control Resonant and Fable 4. I know. It might even actually not get Fable 4 because it's been like years and we haven't heard anything about it at this point. We've got like snippets of like tiny gameplay in a like little trailer we got, but that's it. So we don't even know whether it's coming next year, even though they've said it's coming next year. Yeah, but Control Resonant, Fable 4, Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra is another massive game that I'm expecting to see next year. Again, they say that it's gonna come next year, but we still haven't gotten any gameplay. We've gotten like a really cool trailer for it, but that's it, like a really cool like cutscene, and it was amazing. But other than that, we haven't really seen any gameplay. We had like a few leaks happening. We got like a leak of the Black Panther gameplay, supposed gameplay, a couple of months back, which was taken down. So that kind of suggests to me that might have actually been legit gameplay that got leaked. But it's like a really like a rough, low quality leak, so you can't even see it properly. Other than that, we haven't actually seen anything. So I'm hoping we probably get some gameplay reveal early next year, and then hopefully have it drop mid next year, but don't know at this point. But it is supposed to come next year, so I'm excited for that. Marvel's Wolverine game, also we got a bit of gameplay and a reveal trailer for that, so that's dropping next year. Insomniac, not known to delay their games a lot, so pretty confident they might actually end up dropping it next year. Actually, they might have a few months delay maybe, but I don't think they will have a massive delay or anything like that, like GTA had. So yeah, that's dropping sometime next year. I'm excited for that. We're also getting a Plague Tale spin-off, Plague Tale Legacy Resonant. That's also confirmed, not confirmed for 2026, but no confirmed release date. But that's dropping next year. I'm excited for that. I love the Plague Tale games, like I mentioned before, so this is something I'm looking forward to. Star Wars Galactic Racer. When that reveal happened in Game Awards show, I was so bloody excited because I used to play hours and hours of the Star Wars Pod Racer game back in the day. You know, the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, it was called, I believe. And it's a really old game. But I sunk in so many hours into that game as a kid. It made the kid in me really happy to see the Galactic Racer returning. Pod Racer returning back to Star Wars gaming. So this is something I'm really excited to play next year as well. The other thing is the Blood of Dawnwalker. We have talked so much about this game, so I don't need to give you another introduction. This is made by former Witcher 3 devs. They created their own studio called Rebel Wolves, and that's the studio that's making this. But this is this is talent and experience that's coming straight out of Witcher 3. So it's got a lot of that DNA in it as well, which makes me feel very excited. It's a very different game. It's not like Witcher 3, but it has the DNA. But it's essentially a vampire game where you play as a normal human during the day and a vampire, like a supercharged vampire at night. It's a crazy premise, and it's set in like a medieval time, much like Witcher 3. It's very interesting and kind of original take on the whole vampire formula. So I'd love to see how that will go. So very excited for that. And we getting Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which is a complete remake and a reimagining of the first ever Tomb Raider game. So I'm really excited for that as well. Other than that, obviously this is not something that has been officially announced, but probably the biggest secret and biggest well-known secret in the gaming industry right now, which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Supposed to be a complete remake of Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's now officially named Resynced, and that is supposed to be coming sometime next year. We don't know when, but it is dropping. I was expecting something to be revealed during Game Awards, but they didn't, which tells me they're probably gonna go for a shadow drop with this game, which I think is the right call. So I'm hoping they shadow drop the game at some point next year, and it'll be awesome. Apparently, they're gonna have like Assassin's Creed Hexe dropping next year. Don't know whether it'll actually drop next year, which is supposed to be the next mainline entry for Assassin's Creed games. I don't know whether it's gonna drop next year or if they're gonna delay that further in order to get resynced out, and that'll just be the Assassin's Creed game we get next year. We don't know, but I'm excited for those two, both games, Hexe and Resynced. But I think Resynced is probably gonna be the only game that'll drop next year, and then Hexe will be delayed to 2027. Anyway, other than that, bunch of games that I'm keeping my eye out for because I'm interested to see what happens. These are not necessarily games that I would be playing upon launch, but I'll keep an eye out for how they go. One of them is High Guard. High Guard is free to play, so I might actually dip in and try it when it comes out and to see whether it's a complete disaster as people expect, or is it going to be, all right. Maybe keep people busy for a couple of weeks, like every other online shooter does, hero shooter does. The other thing is Pragmata. Pragmata seems like a very interesting premise. I played the demo. I think I talked about that as well. I played the demo, but I don't know whether it's gonna keep me engaging throughout a full game with the current mechanics of it. So I'm interested to see how it'll go when it launches, when people finally get to play the full game, if they will experience it the same way they did the demo, with the current mechanics of like puzzle solving, like the grid puzzle solving for each, like every single enemy. I don't know how it'll play in the long session. Can get very repetitive, so I'm kind of interested to see how that'll play out. Also, the Dust Bloods. Dust Bloods is From Software's next main entry, which is exclusive to Switch. I don't know who made that decision, but yeah, it's exclusive to Switch too. And I don't have a Switch too, so I'm not going to be playing it, obviously, but I'll be keeping my eye out to see how it'll play and how it'll get received, and we'll talk about it then. Other stuff that's coming out: Forza Horizon 6, Gears of War E-Day, those both Xbox games, both coming to PC, so I'll be checking those out when they come. Out of Words, it's a small indie game, I believe. It's a stop motion game that is a co-op, like couch co-op, split screen. It plays very similar to It Takes Two, actually. So I'm keen to see how that game would be. I'm keen to see when that drops. And also Sea of Remnants. Sea of Remnants supposed to be the Skull and Bones game that we never got, to put simply. It looks very promising, and I think it's coming to PS5 and PC, I believe. Yeah, it's like a third-person pirate game, open-world pirate game. Plays pretty similar to what Skull and Bones tried to do, except like way better. And we talked about this. Like you can go check out the stuff that I did on YouTube, where I talked about it and kind of gave my opinion on it. And it's one of the other games that I'm keeping my eye out to see when it drops, and hopefully it'll be a good one. So those are the games. Those are my picks for 2026. Like I said, it's a lot. We've got a lot of games coming out next year, so it's going to be crazy full year, and I'm already struggling to understand how I'm going to keep up. It's going to be a real challenge for me between my full-time work, YouTube, and playing games. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.